The moon shone down on the beaches that the wildcats of Branch Clan called home, the pale moonlight reflecting off the water and rippling an eerie white light off the stones that created the warm caves the cats lived in year-round. The fishing had been plentiful that day, and many of the cats were still gathered inside the caves, sharing tongues and licking away the last flash of the fish scales from their jaws. Just outside one of the many entrances to the branching tunnels, however, crouched a brilliant white cat and his sister. "We're going to fail," Misty Pond hissed, her eyes widened into dark black circles and her fur puffed out in terror. "You told me that Moonpaw was to be your apprentice, and you train her to fight for us. But Branch Star claimed her as his own. How can she help us if she doesn't train with you? At this rate, we're going to fail. We're doomed! Doomed! Just like everyone else." Misty Pond yowled low in her throat, her body trembling with a frantic, chaotic fear. "Not even death is safe. Nowhere is safe." "Quiet!" Bearglow hissed, a fierce growl in his voice. Misty Pond flinched back, and Bearglow immediately sighed and lowered his head, grief in his expression. He rarely lost his temper and snapped at his sister in anger. "Quiet, Misty Pond. We have not failed. This is merely a setback. Moonpaw is one of our blood. She will fight for us. She will be a warrior like no other by the time I'm done training her." "If you get a chance to train her at all," Misty Pond murmured, her voice low and full of grief. "We need more warriors. If only we had more. If only there were more of us left." Misty Pond staggered to her feet, her body trembling with grief and exhaustion. Bearglow narrowed his eyes, his tail lashing in frustration. "What we need to do cannot be taught to every cat, Misty Pond. This is dangerous enough as it is." "All the more reason to have more cats on our side," Misty Pond hissed, her eyes flashing with desperation as she glanced up at her brother. If we asked..." But even as she spoke, her voice trailed off and she looked away. Bearglow was silent for a moment, then pressed his tail against his sister's side. "This is a matter for blood, and blood only," he murmured, his eyes narrowing and his gaze turning into the distance as memories of terrifying fire and ice, sown in stand, suddenly surged back into his mind. Time was against them. If his dream was true, then StarClan was already searching. Bearglow let out a low hiss without realizing it. Misty Pond started and slunk away from her brother with shaky paws. Bearglow looked up, his eyes dark with fury. "I will find a way to get Moonpaw back into my paws, Misty Pond. She is ours and has a destiny to fulfill. I just need to..." "Bearglow?" Both cats spun around at the sound of a strange voice, claws and fangs immediately exposed and ready to attack. Dogaze blinked in alarm to see Bearglow and Misty Pond hissing furiously at her, their fur puffed out and eyes full of rage. For just a moment, all the cats remained frozen, then Bearglow let his fur relax. "Dogaze!" he meowed, surprised. "What are you doing here?" His voice was calm, the malice that had dripped from it a moment ago set aside as he addressed the Moss Clan medicine cat. Dogaze began, then jumped again as several cats came pouring out of the entrance to the Branch Clan caves. Branch Star saw her first and raised his tail, halting the group, then walked forward with his deputy Quail-Eye at his side, his expression curious and aloof but calm. He nodded politely, his gaze flickering between Bearglow and the Moss Clan medicine cat. "Dogaze, what business does Moss Clan have in Branch Clan territory?" Dogaze blinked, surprised to find herself suddenly surrounded by so many cats. With a soft shake, she turned to Bearglow, nodding her head in greeting. "I hope to come and speak with Bearglow. There has been a dream, a sign, I believe, from StarClan. You see, it was a dream of great stones of ice and fire that fell from the sky across the river, perhaps along the sands of the distant shore. Mossleaf and I believe it may be a sign we should go and..." Bearglow let out a sudden furious hiss, startling all of the gathered cats, his eyes wide with terror and his fur puffed out as he stared at Dogaze. No cat spoke, and after a moment, breathing heavily, Bearglow glanced frantically between Dogaze and Branch Star, before finally drawing in a long breath and turning to face his leader. "I warned you, Branch Star. I warned you StarClan would punish us for pushing Moonpaw away from her proper path." What? Dogaze stammered, shaken, but she was ignored as the Branch Clan cats began meowing in agitation. Branch Star waved his tail for silence, his gaze hard as he stared at Bearglow. "Explain," Branch Star meowed, his voice edged with just a trace of fear. Bearglow lowered his head and seemed to shake for a moment, then shook his head and looked up at Dogaze with starful eyes. You dreamed of the anger of StarClan too, then? Bearglow meowed, his voice drawing gasps and concerned whispers from the other cats. Of the fires of rage and icy disapproval of StarClan. I dreamed of ice and fire, yes. Dogaze stammered, her eyes wide as she stared at Bearglow in confusion and fear. I thought, well, when the stones fell to the earth, do you know what this is all about then? Yes, Bearglow murmured, his voice low with sorrow as he glanced at Branch Star. Moonpaw is meant to be my apprentice, and set her paws onto the path of being. Bearglow paused, glancing pointedly at his clanmates and then at Dogaze, to remind them silently of the prophecy the young apprentice had on her shoulders. Of being a powerful cat, he finished with a heavy sigh. But there has been a difficulty. Bearglow turned his head away, letting the silence fill with the whispers and glances of the other Branch Clan cats. Are you sure this is related? The dream, Dogaze stammered, looking dazed. I thought perhaps it was a sign from StarClan for us to go and well... She trailed off, realizing few were listening to her as the whispers from the Branch Clan cats grew louder between one another. Bearglow shook his head slowly, his gaze filled with sorrow. No, I'm afraid this is a sign of something very important for Branch Clan. I'm not surprised it was so strong that even Moss Clan dreamed of it. After all... Bearglow glanced away again, his voice dropping to a whisper, and he waited until the other cats had gone silent so they could hear him. After all, the stars themselves have fallen from the sky. A few cats gave out terrified yowls and dashed back into the cave. Branch Star hissed softly and turned around, glancing between his terrified clanmates. He turned to Dogaze, his gaze troubled and slightly fearful, then nodded sharply to her. Our clan has to deal with this news. It is very late. You are welcome to stay the night, as befits any medicine cat, but we have matters the clan needs to discuss. Branch Star turned to Bearglow. Bearglow, inside. You will tell me everything, and we will see what needs to be done. Bearglow lowered his head and trailed inside after his leader, his tail dragging in the sand, and a very small smile on his lips as he caught the fear and uncertainty that ran through Branch Star's voice. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Sims 3 Warrior Cats Challenge, and we are here with Branch Clan today, who actually has a very special guest because Dogaze, the medicine cat of Moss Clan, has come over to discuss a certain dream with the medicine cat of Branch Clan, and she definitely bit off a lot more than she meant to chew when she came to Bearglow, and he has declared in front of his entire clan just how devastating the omen that they dreamed is and how it impacts Branch Clan. So Dogaze is definitely probably feeling a little bit confused by everything that has just gone on, but she's going to be visiting the clan for today, and we're gonna have to see how Bearglow looks like he is being pounced on by... Where are you? Are you like inside of the rock? Oh, they're in the medicine cat den. It looks like Bearglow is talking with the other cats about the dream that he had and how it's an ill omen for Branch Clan. Oh, that's fine. That's totally fine, Wildpaw. Do a totally random demon cat. All right, don't worry about her. Clearly, she was apparently in the medicine cat den for a reason. But yes, so Bearglow is kind of taking that omen and using it to pressure Branch Star, in case you guys didn't notice. Branch Star is taking a nap to kind of think about everything that has gone on. What will happen to Moonpaw in the future remains yet to be seen, because this all hinges on apparently StarClan's disapproval with Moonpaw being Branch Star's apprentice. So we're gonna have to see. I know that the other cats of Branch Clan are very upset about this. They're very scared. They don't really know what's going on. But we do have a guest among their members today, and that's very unusual. Usually you only have clan members in the territory, and several of the other cats are very curious about her. In fact, if I come over, a moment ago, pretty much everybody, like Dawnstep is very curious. Dawnstep's also being hissed at by Bearglow. Bearglow, for crying out loud, I shouldn't have canceled that, but you need to like back off, Bearglow. All right, we're gonna have him come over and start socializing with Dogaze, because I'm pretty sure for his purposes, Oh, and Trout Shadow saw a deer for the first time. Well, that's kind of adorable because because we do have Dogaze coming to visit, but there's the deer. The deer is hanging out, so this is kind of funny. Now he wants to go sniff Dogaze, so we'll have him go ahead and sniff Dogaze in just a second. And here comes the deer. I swear, this is just like the deer of prophecy. Every time we have a big prophecy in any of our like story arcs, this deer just shows up, and you can't control these guys, so that's completely coincidence. But all right, I'm gonna have him come over, and he actually wants to sniff Dawn's step, and then he's very curious about Dogaze too. Pretty much everybody is. And this is actually interesting that so many of the cats are developing their memories of seeing a deer for the first time. There you go, Slate. Slate has just reached level 10 of his fishing skill, which is super awesome. We'll have to check his fishing journal to see if we can upgrade that in any particular way. But yeah, this is the very first time a lot of cats are seeing a deer, but that's really funny because it's the first time Dogaze has ever swung by, and she's coming to visit. So we'll have to see if Bear Glow is maybe going to be kind of trying to keep her under wraps a little bit. Let's have him come over. Where are you off to, Night Frost? Just to scratch on something? Let's have you share tongues. I think that, let's go ahead and groom. I think Bear Glow would need to start talking very quickly to Night Frost, since it seems Night Frost likes to listen to what he has to say. And we'll see if the other cats will start calming down. You can hear Misty Paw, and she actually just had a freak out before curling up to go to sleep. And I hope you guys have noticed Misty Paw is a very nervous individual. She's a very nervous cat, and her decisions may not always seem very rational. It seems like she's carrying a lot inside her head, and it's kind of all jumping around over there. Oh, what? I think Quail Eye is freaking out. He's freaking out over this rock. Quail Eye, that's not the rock that fell down from StarClan. It's okay. I think he's scared of all the rocks all of a sudden. Quail Eye, it's all right. This is not the rock that fell from the sky from StarClan. You're gonna be okay, buddy. I think he's a little worried about it though. All right, where's Sea Whisper? She's stalking for prey, so I think Sea Whisper is being polite and trying to get more food for the prey pile. But I think we'll have Quail Eye come over. Where's his mate, actually? Okay, Otterslip's sleeping. Quail Eye wants to sniff Sea Whisper. Sea Whisper is a good hunter, so we'll have them sniff, and then maybe since Quail Eye is deputy, he'll say we need to get some more food for the prey pile. So maybe he'll grab Sea Whisper. And maybe Wild Paw? He wants to groom Wild Paw? That's unusual. Alright, well, let's see. Where's Dogaze? But yeah, I think that after sniffing her... What else do you want to do? Oh, you want to sniff Dogaze. Hey, Dogaze! There you are, so that works out. And then maybe sniff Dogaze. Oh yeah, Quail Eye is very freaked out. I think that he's pretty upset about this prophecy. Maybe he takes a lot more of a belief in StarClan than I really give him credit for. I wonder if that has to do with the kits that he lost. Maybe he finds more comfort than his mate Otterslip does in thinking that perhaps their kits are in the hands of StarClan, or really with you guys then, because you guys are StarClan. That's really sad, yet there's something kind of sweet about it. Alright, so it looks like Dogaze wants to sniff Misty Pond. Oh, she wants to sniff Quail Eye. So, you know, it is polite to socialize with the deputy of another clan. We'll have to see if Sea Whisper is able to catch that spider. And then who else does she want to sniff? Oh, she wants to improve her hunting skill. Oh, and she wants to sniff Sea Whisper. Let's have her go hunt with Sea Whisper after a moment. Because I think that Dogaze would try to be a little bit polite. And right now, Bear Glow is clearly distracted because he and Night Frost are grooming each other. And I think Bear Glow kind of has an edge right now because he's already been talking with a lot of the other cats. He socialized with Trout Shadow. He socialized with his sister. He socialized with Dogaze and Night Frost. And Branch Star kind of had the oomph taken out of him by the news about this omen arriving. Oh, and where'd Moonpaw go? Moonpaw, what are you going to do? Oh, she wants to sniff Dogaze too, but she also wants to be best friends with Branch Star. I would not be surprised to find out that Moonpaw, oh, and she's off to practice hunting. I would not be surprised to find that Moonpaw actually would be very, very happy if she could become a warrior. So we're going to have to see what happens there. All right, and Dogaze, where are you off to? Who even knows? We'll take you over to Sea Whisper in just a moment. Sea Whisper, are you going to have any luck? Oh, it's an assassin beetle. I don't think I'm going to have you try to catch that just yet. Oh, she caught a water beetle. Sweet. All right, she wants to groom herself. Let's have Dogaze come over and say hello. Sniff. And then maybe offer to do a little bit of hunting with her. because Dogaze doesn't know about Slate, and I'm not sure if the Branch Clan cats would want to have Slate, who's probably absolutely full of fish. He is so full of fish right now. He's so full of sea sludge. He's so full of jellyfish. He's so full of all of these. In fact, you guys, he has so much stuff, and we're still working on creating that massive list. Like I said, it's probably going to take us until season 2 before we have a solid list of what the fish and the different herbs do. But how about this? We're going to see if you guys can come up with, give me 3 things you think that sea sludge can be used for. Some of the thoughts in the past have been getting rid of, say maybe a cold, like it's like honey. It's the sludgy honey of the sea. Like helping with colds or sore throats, smoke inhalation, maybe helping to get rid of hairballs. So give me like 3 cool things. So those are the basic things, but give me 3 kind of outlandish or really interesting things, maybe with your own made up illnesses that sea sludge could be used for. And then we'll make note of that because we're going to start doing some behind the scenes things. And then I'll make note of your name if we end up picking that thing, and I'll mention you guys in the behind the scenes videos. So that'll be fun. We'll go through and we'll get everything, guys. We'll get sea sludge. We'll get all sorts of custom illnesses. We'll get the generators up and going for you guys to share. What is this? Catch a death fish? Slate. What kind of turn of events has this brought down? That's interesting. But yeah, if you guys do that, then I'll mention your names in the behind the scenes videos. We're going to have behind the scenes videos, extra character Q&A videos. We're going to have extra bonus videos where it will just show scenes and relationships between the cats without advancing the plot too much, so that you guys can get to know their personalities a little bit better. We're going to be doing a lot of that coming up soon, so it's going to be really cool. Oh, she wants to go home. Like, it's almost like she wants to go home and report to Lion Star. That's really interesting. But she also wants to improve her hunting skills, so I think she would offer politely to go hunting. Let's see, be friends with Otterslip, improve hunting skill, catch a bird. I think she would politely offer to do a little bit of hunting over here. So let's have them do just a light bit of hunting, like 3 hunting things each, because medicine cats can indeed hunt. They don't usually have to, because they need to stay they need to stay with their clan, and they need to keep everything safe and everybody healthy. But they can hunt. They're trained in very basic warrior skills. That's one of the reasons I think Moonpaw might kind of be dragging her paws when it comes to discussing things more in her special destiny more with Bearglow, because with Branch Star, she could become a real warrior. But a medicine cat isn't really going to have that fighting training and all of the excitement of being a warrior that she's always dreamed of, or at least is beginning to think she's always dreamed of. All right, so Moonpaw, she's off to pee. Oh, wow. And Sea Whisper has caught a tuna, just like that. Quail Eye is still freaking out. Branch Star caught a koi. Slate caught an anchovy. The cats did better than you, Slate, for crying out loud. And then Dogaze hasn't caught anything, but I think it is very polite that she is at least attempting to catch something and renew the prey pile that she sort of decreased a little bit. It's almost like she's catching the fish right off of the edge of his line. Oh, she caught a goldfish. Sweet. All right. And yeah, Sea Whisper's coming over. This is kind of interesting. Branch Star caught a snail, just like a normal snail. Branch Star, what am I going to do with a normal snail? Where's the snail? Put it in your inventory. He did catch a normal snail. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and Sea Whisper just caught one too. Oh, and Dogaze just improved her hunting skill. Cool, so she did manage to pull that off. Oh, and she wants to be best friends with Honeywish. I think she's homesick for her clan. Look at that. Oh, she caught a minnow. All right, well, she did her best. Those were her 3 attempts at helping out. She caught a minnow and a goldfish compared to Branch Star's like koi, and I think somebody caught a tuna. Yeah, like I think if you compare the tuna and the minnow, it's clear who the superior fishing clan is. So, and then Branch Star just casually fetches up a salmon. That's fine. I think that he definitely would want to socialize. Oh, and he does want to sniff. So he definitely wants to sniff, and I think he needs to socialize a little bit with Dogaze. All right, and Bearglow, what are you going to do about that? Oh no, what are you doing, Night Frost? Gosh darn it. I guess we groomed you for too long. Okay, 1 second, illness generator roll. Alright, she's fine. An adult female cat in leaf, like new leaf, who just has yellow instead of orange or red portrait color, only has like a 20% chance of getting sick. So she rolled just fine. She's fine. Not going to be sick unless if she doesn't get herself to bed, because this is where I kind of do hands off. If she doesn't get herself to bed and taken care of and her portrait color changes to orange, then she has a much higher chance, 40% chance of getting sick. So we'll have to see what Night Frost does with herself. Looks like Bearglow is ready for a nap too. Can I have him guard the house? I'm not sure how to guard house. I think they need a door to actually guard the house. All right, I think what we're gonna have him do actually is go over to Doge's though, because I think the last thing he really wants right now is for her to be alone too long with Branch Star, and Branch Star to be able to ask her all sorts of very interesting questions. So, and then Doge's, anybody else? And she does want to spend time with Bear Glow. That is why she showed up over here. Anybody else in this clan you want to interact with? All right. And yeah, Bear Glow's like, nope, this isn't going to happen. I need to intervene. So we'll send him over here. Whoops, sorry about that, Bear Glow. We'll send him over here to sniff. And then they can mutually sniff one another. And then who else wants to come over here? Doge's does kind of want to sniff her. Who else is curious about our cat over here? And this is interesting. Quail wants to groom Wild Paw, sniff Misty Paw, and sniff Night Frost. Quail, you better not have a wandering eye. That would not be a good thing. All right, and oh, and Trout Shadow wants to sniff Moonpaw. Okay, Moonpaw, what are you doing? Oh, Moonpaw wants to. Whoa, Moonpaw! What? You're just out hunting by yourself? Are you gonna catch that? That'll be your first like land creature if you catch that. It's a good thing it's a turtle and not a snake. I would be a little bit concerned if for some reason. Oh, and look at Night Frost. She's come over. Night Frost, why aren't you going to bed? Are you doing okay, Night Frost? She's like checking in on her daughter. That's interesting. All right, she didn't catch the critter, but she did find a snake skin. Let's have her go ahead, maybe nuzzle her daughter really quickly. Whoa! Moonpaw wants to go nuzzle with Branch Star. I think she likes her leader and her mentor, but what that means when we start... Bear Glow, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about this? I guess you're going to go to sleep, actually, but where's Doge's? Oh, Doge's is going to go to sleep, too. No, she's guarding the nursery. Doge's, this isn't your nursery to guard. But that's really, really ridiculously sweet, to be honest, because it's like she's guarding the nursery. Even if it's another clan's kittens, that's really sweet. What if she hears through the grapevine about the losses of the kits of Branch Clan and offers to like bring some of the gifts? I thought about having her share some of the things that she collected, but she only brought a pigeon and a spotted beetle. And I don't know if Bear Glow would share too much. I think he might share Spider with her and maybe a couple of these clamshells because he can't really figure out what to do with them just yet. So we might have Slate gather up the clamshells. And I have a feeling Bear Glow would probably give her quite a few little gifts like that, the little spiders and things like that, to try to maybe appease Doge's and get her mind off of thinking about the fallen stones that crashed down across the river. So I have a feeling that's what she would start doing, or he would start doing to distract her. All right, let's go ahead and let her sniff Bear Glow. Maybe get a chance to socialize for a second, and then maybe she can talk to Moonpaw. Because apparently all of this is about Moonpaw, and I think that she would really want to meet the kitten. Well, I say kitten, but she's an apprentice now, who all this hubbubaloo is about to try to understand what's happening a little better. All right, and then we've got a lot of food I need to add to the prey pile really quickly. A goldfinch. We have an iguana. We have a rare turtle. We have a Japanese beetle. So there's actually quite a bit that everybody's been catching. The tuna that we can put over here. The snail. I'm sure we've got the rainbow snail, which is super special. And we've got the normal snail, but I'm not sure what else we can use that for. All right, let's see. We've got the womrat. We've got the pigeon. Yeah, see, Branch Clan doesn't really suffer much when it comes to making sure they have enough food. All right, are you two interacting okay? Now Doge's is just thinking about hunting. So she might be thinking, I don't know if she'd try to catch that assassin beetle. She knows how dangerous an assassin beetle is. Plus, that's technically resources on like another clan's territory. So I think she'd leave it be. All right, and Bear Glow, I think that he would go ahead and maybe call it a night because he needs to... Who's in his thing? Stonepaw! That's Bear Glow. What? You too! This is Bear Glow's den! You guys aren't supposed to be in here, you goofballs. Apparently we need to have the apprentices gather up more moss. In fact, that's something we could try to pretend that they can do. We'll send them on like a moss gathering adventure. Where would be a good moss gathering spot? We could send them like one day over here. What the heck? Where the horses roam, apparently. We could send them over here where the horses are just roaming in this field. Because that's what horses do, I guess. And we could have them gather some moss. Maybe we could say like a mushroom or like some of these flowers count as moss. That would be a good thing, actually. Like gathering up maybe a mushroom and a flower counts as having a bed of moss. So we'll have to think about that, because that would be fun if we have to add another way of being able to add new cat beds in. That would be a really kind of easy, even-keeled random event where all of the moss in the like clan's territory goes bad and all the moss beds have to be deleted, and then you have to go and gather up like a flower and maybe a mushroom or two, and then that creates moss somehow, and that'll become a bed, and then we could just make lots of new moss beds. Oh, and Branch Star has come in. Oh, dang it, Night Frost, what are you doing? Now I have to roll again. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Oh boy. Okay, Night Frost rolled something. Nothing is going to happen to her now. I can say nothing more, but she rolled something, and that's all I can say. And I'm just gonna kind of sit here and process that. Night Frost, why don't you go take a nap, please? You go to sleep, ma'am. But yeah, she rolled something, but I can't tell you guys what it was, so you guys will see in the future. Keep your eyes out on Night Frost. That's a very interesting twist. Oh, and that's so sweet. She wants to groom her mom. That's adorable. Alright, so how's Doge's visit to the clan going? Going pretty good. I still think Bear Glow would definitely give her some of these seashells. Mostly just to throw her off the scent, like off track, if you will. And then let's see. It looks like Branch Star. He's coming over. He's goofing around with Sea Whisper. What else does he want to do? Otter Slip, Misty Pond, Sniff Stonepaw. Where is Stonepaw? Now that, oh yeah, he's over there. He's being a goofball. Where's Wild Paw? Alright, she's over here. What did you pick up, fleas? You are such a goofball. It really is interesting. I feel like poor Branch Star trying to keep track of all the apprentices and make sure that everything's okay. Oh, and Misty Pond just went up a hunting level. That's unusual. And she's off. Oh, she's pouncing. She's pouncing with Quail Eye. Okay. Well, that's interesting too. Playfully chase. And, oh, she wants to play with the other pets. This is interesting. Okay. And then improve hunting skill. She really wants to sniff and play with Trout Feather. Be best friends. Oh, she does want to sniff Doge's. And I think Doge's would be a little bit curious about her too. So let's have her come over here. Alright, come on, Misty Pond. Where is Trout Shadow anyway? He'd probably wake up. This is a pretty eventful night. So I think that everybody would be a little bit curious and coming out to see what's going on. Staying out of the dens pretty often. I think Branch Star wants to more or less talk with everybody, try to kind of assess everyone's feelings on what's going on and what could be happening. Alright, there you go, Night Frost. Alright, so there you go. Misty Pond, are you happy now? And what else do you want to do? Improve hunting skill. And you want to playfully chase Wild Paw, which is interesting. I wonder if Misty Pond likes Wild Paw's spark. I could definitely see that in their personalities. And then, let's see. What does Doge's want to do now? Oh, she wants to sniff Misty Pond. Reciprocate. And then where's Moonpaw? Guarding an object. She'd probably come over and hang out too, because there's so much going on. Alright, and then Misty Paw actually wants to sniff and then play. She's very skittish, Misty Pond. I think this is too many cats. She does not like being around lots of cats. That's why she doesn't go to gatherings anymore. Alright, and we'll leave those ones to sniff and play. And then friendly, sniff. I think Moonpaw would be very shy because Moonpaw was not old enough to go to the last gathering. So this would be the very first time she would really get to meet another cat. So this would be very exciting for Moonpaw. Oh no, fleas! Drown Shadow! He wants to socialize with Stonepaw, wants to sniff Moonpaw, play with another pet. Quail Eye, really? He wants to actually play with Quail Eye. Alright. Well, we'll let that happen. Okay, hey, Quail Eye, hold still. Hold still. And we'll just kind of let everybody settle in over here. But yeah, this is actually the first time Moonpaw will have met a cat from another clan. I think that's really sweet. She wants to groom her mom, actually. And I wonder if she wants to pounce Wild Paw. But Wild Paw is very mean to her. She calls her flat face and like evil face, mean face a lot. So I wonder if play with another pet in that regards means she wants to try like some fighting moves out on Wild Paw. So we'll have to see. Alright, and I think she would go ahead and Doge's. Ah, there we go. Sniff. Maybe like kind of shyly socialize with her. Alright, and then Branch Star. This technically is your apprentice, but I think Branch Star wants to talk with his Spirit of the Land cat, his son. Alright, these two are playing, so hopefully they'll have a good time. These two are socializing. Slate, go to bed. What are you doing? Well, before you go to bed, Slate, come over here and collect these real quick for me. So we can give them to the lovely dogays. And really, these are some awesome seashells, but... And and actually, that's the other thing. If you guys can come up with like an awesome use for a seashell, I'll write that down too. And we've had a few, but nothing that's really like struck home just yet that I remember off the top of my head. But yeah, if you guys can come up with a really awesome use for a seashell, that'll go in the behind the scenes and in the permanent notes so that you guys will be able to start making your own Warrior Cats clans in the future too. Alright, and you're just guarding a bed, Branch Star, so why don't you go over, where's your son? There's Stonepaw, all the way over here. And we'll actually send Branch Star over here because I think he would want to start talking. The lines are kind of being divided in the clan. Oh, look at Moonpaw. She's testing out, I think she's testing out the strength. Oh no, looks like Dogaze is like testing her strength out, maybe playing with her a little bit. I'm not sure. And Dogaze actually just wants to sniff Crowfeather and reach level 8 of the hunting skill. So I feel like she's almost properly distracted away from the original reason she even showed up. Alright, and then you, my dear, probably need to go ahead and join the hunting crew pretty soon. How's Otterslip doing? She should be about ready. She's pouncing on Sea Whisper, so she's already trading with Sea Whisper. And where's Wildpaw? Wildpaw is eating breakfast. So it's just about time to start the early morning hunt. Though actually, I guess everybody has enough food in their inventory when we actually go through and start yanking out. Like, I don't know what to do with the snail just yet, so we're just going to put some, like, escargot, I guess, for the cats out. And did you notice that Quail-Eye went and he caught the assassin beetle? Little brat. The assassin beetle has a chance of leading to death. And then, look at this! Wildpaw still wants to sniff Lizardpaw, so, I did not see that coming. Alright, so these two are taking a break. Wildpaw does want to come over and sniff her. And then actually she wants to sniff Wildpaw, so if you stick around for just a minute, Moonpaw, you'll be able to sniff Wildpaw. Alright, oh, Stonepaw, there you are! You need to interact with your dad. I think he's going to ask you Spirit of the Land sort of questions, like what you think about stones. Oh no, you're going to go eat. Well, phooey, I can't interrupt you then. Alright, Wildpaw, go ahead and sniff. And actually, Dogaze, do you have anything for fleas? She doesn't have anything for fleas. No, why? Oh, and she was carrying her goldfish off. Alright, Moonpaw, stay here. Don't go guard an object. They're very defensive, it seems. All of the cats are trying to guard the moss beds. But I like that idea about the moss beds, too. Potentially going bad. Because we are coming up with a list of random things that can happen to the cats. But they're going to have to wait until after a certain big event that's coming up. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Alright. You go ahead, sniff Wildpaw, and then... Dogaze, you can go ahead and do whatever you want. Because, well, where's Bearglow? I think Bearglow is going to start waking up. And I think Bearglow will probably do a little bit of an exchange, or at least give perhaps a couple spiders and the scallops to Dogaze as gifts so that she can have them and hopefully be distracted, have lots of new supplies. I think that he would definitely tell her, like, oh, don't worry, we'll be able to meet soon and we'll be able to do, like, I have a good feeling he would probably tell her we'll be able to meet soon at maybe Star Falls and start talking about medicine cat stuff. And yes, this was a powerful omen. I had the stronger omen, so I'm not surprised you didn't realize it. I just really feel like he would start telling her those kinds of things. So he'll probably give her like a couple spiders. And oh, good, he can hold the shells. And then he'll probably give her the shells. I'm not sure if he can actually give her the shells. Apparently not, but we'll give her a couple spiders, and then that should be able to count for it. And Trout Shadow's coming in here to kind of just be a little bit adventurous. And then, that's fine, Trout Shadow. You're just peeing right inside the medicine cat den. Is that what you secretly think of Bearglow? Because I don't think Bearglow's going to think a lot of you for doing that, sir. But, you know, Trout Shadow does want to go sniff Moonpaw, so everything's getting pretty complex with these cats. Just kind of sitting back and watching. Oh, and what is this? Wildpaw, why do you want to go nuzzle? Why do you want to go nuzzle with Misty Pond? Interesting. Misty Pond, do you want that? I have a feeling she's going to reject it. Alright, so where's Dogaze? I have no idea. She's right over here. So let's send her in here. And then she can start working. Dawnstep, go eat something, please. Oh, that's so cute. Stonepaw was coming in here to try to nuzzle his mom. Why don't you go ahead and do something else for a second, Stonepaw. Alright. And then I think that Bearglow is going to go ahead. And now that it's starting to be dawn. Yep, starting to be dawn. He's going to send Dogaze back home with plenty of scallops, plenty of spiders. And then we'll have to see if he will have been able to dismiss the falling rocks from the sky from her mind. But I wonder if he will have convinced all of the other cats to forget about it. Especially when everyone is still very, very freaked out. So we're going to have to see about that. Alright, hang on, Dogaze. You can travel back home in just a minute. You need to wait. Alright, come over here. Don't be nuzzled by like Otterslip. I don't know what she wants. Maybe luck for new kits, because Otterslip... I don't know if she wants new kits. We'll have to see. She's still mourning the loss of the first kit she had. Alright, come along, come along. Alright, go ahead and sniff Bearglow to celebrate having just gotten this spider. Did somebody just come to eat the spider? Who is eating our spider? No one. What are you doing, Misty Pond? I have no idea. She's off to catch something. Alright, come here, Dogaze. Come here. There we go. Alright, so the idea was she got a spider, but I don't know how many spiders we're actually going to be able to give her. So we'll go ahead and say that she just got gifted the spider, the scallop, and a couple cowrie shells. And now I think with a final sniff and a final socialize, he's going to send her on her way. And in fact, I think Branch Star would probably want to come on over. Is he coming over? He's the one who is coming over for the spider. What? That's very interesting. No, but Quilleye, you ate the spider. Everybody was coming over. I don't know if Branch Star really approves of having had the resources from their medicine cat den given away. Maybe that's what that was all about. Who knows? We're going to go ahead and let Branch Star, who apparently has a nasty cough. I'm going to say the sea sludge can help with that, but I don't think we have any sea sludge right now. Do we have sea sludge right now? Oh dear. What an awkward time to have to go to your medicine cat. Actually, I bet that would make Branch Star feel very vulnerable if when all of this is happening and all of this chaos is going on, he has to go to his medicine cat. Yep, and we don't have any sea sludge, so we would need to get some sea sludge. Slate, you're going to have to fork over some sea sludge. What would be something I could have Bearglow? Maybe I could have Bearglow trade like maple leaves and feathers for sea sludge? That's going to be kind of an interesting thought. I think I could have him trade a maple leaf for some sea sludge. That sounds like it'd be okay. It's something Bearglow can collect that we won't have to rely on collecting stones for Slate to eat. So we're figuring it out on the Spirit of the Land stuff. But yeah, okay. There you go, Dogaze. You've got your spider. You've got your items. And we very awkwardly are kind of stepping back. Quilleye, that was rude of you to take that spider away and then pee on the spot the spider had been on. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I think that they are seeing her off because Quilleye is also the deputy. Bearglow is still cranky. He's off to go guard an object. And then I think Branch Star is going to do this one last sniff, one last socialize. As he's awkwardly coughing up hairballs, which is very awkward because now at this critical moment, he has to remember how important it is to have his medicine cat because Dogaze doesn't have any resources and Bearglow is the medicine cat. So he's suddenly having to turn to Bearglow and rely on him for medical help. So yeah, Branch Star, he's a powerful leader, but there definitely are some weak grasps of his power of his clan because having your medicine cat and a loyal deputy are extremely important things for any clan leader. So we're going to have to see what happens. The cats are still freaking out about the news of the omen that they have gotten. And we're going to have to just settle back in and we're going to have to see what happens now. So I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.